What's up, Urban Acolyte family? My name is Prince, and I'm an Urban Acolyte. And in this episode of Star Wars Chat, I want to share with all of you this Snoke theory that popped up on my phone like right after my meditation session. Maybe the Force was reaching out to me and was saying, you must present this video. So I didn't come up with this. I said that it comes from Reddit. The author of this is XRQ. I don't know what that's supposed to stand for. If that's like something cool that I'm an old guy, so I don't know. But it was like XRQ with a freaking picture of Boba Fett. So shout outs to XRQ. I'm going to share your theory, or your speculation because it sounds pretty cool to me. I'm not saying that I buy it. I just said it sounds cool and I want to give you your props, and maybe, hey, maybe this will go viral and get you lots of attention. I don't know. But the title of this is Snoke is God, New Theory on the Dark Master in the Future Star Wars Story. This story is based on trends in live-action Disney movies. Examples are Maleficent, Age of Ultron, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, and The Force Awakens, as well as information from the current canon. Snoke will be shown to have the following qualities: connections to the light and dark sides of the Force, intimately so that he is able to be virtually omnipresent and omniscient, long-range telepathy. It is by this means that he is able to corrupt Ben Solo from such a faraway distance. Ben may not even meet Snoke in person for the first time until Episode 8. 3. Snoke will be revealed to be the oldest known Star Wars character. He is either a celestial, a will, or has learned a technique that allows him to live indefinitely. Snoke has chosen this particular time to return to the known regions because he senses that the stage is set to gain permanent victory over an old foe. The Knights of Ren. It will be revealed that the Knights of Ren were the first order of Force users. All other Force disciplines, in one way or another, trace their ancestry back to the original Knights of Ren. Snoke was the ruler of the First Order, which included a strong government similar to the Galactic Empire. However, one of the Knights of Ren turned on Snoke and formed a light side order which eventually became the Jedi Order. This new order fought against Snoke and drove him to the unknown regions, crippling his empire. With Disney's erasure of nearly all pre-Phantom Menace canon, this new origin is possible. Rey, it turns out, is either the literal successor, the spiritual successor, or the literal reincarnation of the first Jedi. Snoke's return brings his re-establishment of the First Order and the Knights of Ren. The Force Tree. Many reports and some photos taken by Star Wars sleuths have found a peculiar looking tree on the set meant to portray the planet Jakku. Many theories are revolving around the tree. This is what I predict the significance of the Force Tree in Jakku is. Jakku is the first planet the Jedi went to after defeating Snoke, and here they built a temple to the Force. The tree was either planted by or discovered by the first Jedi, the spiritual, literal ancestor, past life of Rey. This tree is a Force nexus of both light and dark, and imparts knowledge of the Force to those attuned to it. Balance is attained by embracing both. The tree is the source of the awakening of the Force. It senses that the true successor to the first Jedi has returned. The fate of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren will turn against Snoke, and in a plot twist, we learn that it is actually he who is destined to defeat the Dark Master. This plot twist does not negate Rey's specialness, as she will be the founder of a new light side order. Kylo Ren's betrayal of Snoke will either conclude the Star Wars story or open up another trilogy which may end at Episode 12 or extend possibly even further. All right, so what do you guys think about this, right? This is basically borrowing things from the Legends canon, right? In Legends, you had the Rakata Empire, right? They embraced technology and eventually lost their understanding, their ability to tap into the Force, and they created Force Hounds. It is possible that the Thoyor, those little three-dimensional pyramid, or no, they weren't pyramids because, they're, I can't think of the name of the geometrical shape, but basically the Tholiur is what Mortis was, right? There's the spaceship looking things, that transported these philosophers, these thinkers, these, shaman, hermits, special people all over the galaxy to, what's the name of the Jedi homeworld? Before, from Legends, I just Tython, right? It transported them all to Tython, and these people became the first Jedi. And this is possibly, that was the Force's way of, the Force had another awaken the Force abilities in these people who became the first Jedi Order, right? That was all in the dawn of the Jedi. Right. So it's borrowing on that idea that you had like, the Ancient One, is that the name of like the giant ricotta guy from the first, why am I drawing blanks now? On Star Wars: The Old Republic, like the very first, man, I'm really not much of a gamer. The first, you guys, if you played Star Wars: The Old Republic, you know what I'm talking about. It's the giant ricotta dude, and he's got, like dark side powers from the first, the really long missions where you have to have 8 people or 16. The first raid, I'm really not a gamer. I couldn't think of raid, right? But it's basically saying Snoke is like that dude, and he's ancient, he's really old, and he's been somewhere in some pocket of the galaxy in the unknown regions of space, and he's been waiting all this time to strike back, right? The Jedi are gone, the Sith are wiped out, these other Force users who were out there, members of the Church of the Force, they aren't powerful enough to stop me. And the First Order, right? Where did they get this name, First Order, from? Where did that come about? We might learn that. We might in a few days from now. We might know that. Alex has already read Empire's End. Chaos Bria, some of the people who were lucky enough to get to read those books early have already read Empire's End. Maybe we find out where that name, the First Order, where it comes from, what it actually means. But this guy's saying that there was literally a First Order, the first galaxy-wide spanning, controlling order or government, right? The first empire. And Snoke sat at the top. These Jedi rose up and collapsed that structure, sent him into exile, literally. And now he's back to restore the First Order, right? That's why I said it sounds cool. And then it plays on, the theory that I the speculation I presented back in the summer about Rey being the first Jedi and having this connection to this Force tree on Octu. That video, you can go back and watch it, but basically it was that, these explorers, come to this planet. They have 2 children, a boy and a girl. The boy and the girl, they have an awakening, right? In the presence of this tree. And they learn that the tree augments those abilities. The brother turns to the dark side. The sister, turns to the light, right? Almost like the brother and sister of Mortis. The brother kills the sister, just like what happened with Mortis. The sister is resurrected by the tree, and she begins the Jedi Order with people who witness that. She begins to teaching them about the light side of the Force. And it goes on to say that the reason the Jedi seek out children is that they are literally looking for this girl, this person, the founder, to return and basically I guess take the Jedi to the next level, to new heights, right? To balance the Force in a different way from how Anakin was to balance the Force, right? There was a specific prophecy about this person who would come, and what Anakin was supposed to do was to replace the father, just like the father said in the arc, right? The father represented the balance between the son and the daughter. Anakin was to be the new father, right? And that's a play on him being, when he turned to the dark side, he became the Dark Father, Darth Vader, right? Right? He, instead of embodying the balance, he unbalanced things because he turned to the dark side. He had to turn back to the light side to account for everything he did as the Dark Father. He had to return to the light, right? Return because his children were on the light side of the Force. His children were on the light side. He was on the dark side, and that was the balance. But he had to continue that same action. Instead of staying on Mortis and balancing the Force by babysitting the son and the daughter, he was responsible for the deaths of all of them. So he had to go and kill Sidious. Luke Skywalker does what he does, but some people say, well, there's no balance because you've got Luke Skywalker, and where's the dark side? Well, Snoke rises up, Kylo Ren, Ben Solo turns to the dark side, and now you've got this situation of the dark is rising. That's a damn good book. and what must happen? The only way to balance the scales, because you've got the First Order who was born of the dark side. That's what Lord Santeca says. Born of the dark side. And they're using kyber crystals. They have weaponized kyber crystals even further from what the Empire had done. They've taken the work of Galen Erso and stepped it up a notch, right? So that's tying this saga to Rogue One, to Catalyst, to possibly Project Black Saber, so Rebels, to the original saga, right? We're just making connections everywhere because that's what it means when you have canon. And so you've got this person, Rey. Is she the reincarnation of this person, or is she a descendant? Because Pablo Hidalgo said there's not going to be these reincarnation theories not going to happen. But a spiritual successor, meaning, is she some kind of descendant? Is she spiritual successor doesn't necessarily mean she has the spirit, but in the spirit of, right? The likeness of this person. She has the same qualities as that person who started the Jedi Order. Colin Trevorrow said that in his movie in episode 9, we will learn that Rey has a bigger meaning to the galaxy as a whole, to the Force. Could she found a new order, right? So there's all kinds of cool things to think about with regard to this theory, or speculation. So props to XRQ. Now, the one thing, I think we overlook, we dismiss these things that happen on Jakku. Could they just be random things that Pablo Hidalgo and company have thrown into the lore, or do they have a deeper, bigger meaning, right? Like, who is the sitter? If you don't know who the sitter is, you need to really look into Rey's survival guide or this new Galactic Maps book that I've been enjoying. The sitter is basically this hermit dude, and he was Rey's neighbor on Jakku, and he sits and meditates, literally, the sitter, on, I can't think of what it's like. He sits on the top of a tower. It's something that a lot of, desert monastics would do, like Sufi mystics, Christian mystics, that were usually in Muslim controlled territory. They would go up on this tower and sit up on it. And that tower has a name. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. And basically they just sit there and meditate or pray all day. And you've got this sitter that's Rey's neighbor. Is he watching over something, or is that cause you've got these crazy ass religion people on Jakku, and it's well, dude, why are you up here? And then the Tito, feed him. They take care of him. He has some meaning to them, right? Then you think about the consecrated Eremite, right? These people that, you had the first that we know of pilgrims on Jakku who basically worship this consecrated Eremite. It sounds like something straight out of Dune, right? That you have, this prophecy of a Mahdi, of a savior, a chosen one who will return and restore balance, restore order, right? Star Wars is full of prophecies, and you're thinking, oh, that's no, it's the consecrated eremite, and this is the thing on Jakku, and the dude who's now the new, what did he, like the attaché of the empire or something? What is his name? Gallius Rax. That's what he came out of, right? So it's like, what is the connection between Gallius Rax, the consecrated eremite? Was this person a force wielder? Do they have any connection to Snoke? Are they Snoke? Like what? So there's so many questions that I have that this kind of overlooks. And then what about the Ordo Aspectu, right? What role could they play? What connection do they have to Snoke? Or was Snoke's order actually the Ordo Aspectu, and were the Knights of Ren some like militant arm of that? Just like you've got Jedi Knights, you got the Knights of Ren, who are the Knights of the Ordo Aspectu. And if you don't know where that's coming from, that's Dr. Aphra. That's what she's investigating. And Luke Skywalker will probably learn something about the Ordo Aspectu when they had their 5-issue crossover in the spring, right? So lots of things to think about with regard to this. But again, props to XRQ. This is an interesting theory. It gave me a speculation. It gave me a lot of things to think about, raises a lot of questions. But now I talked enough. My throat is getting dry and I need some water. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this speculation? Snoke is some Force god, who has lived an extremely long period of time. At one time was the ruler of the galaxy, established the First Order, and now has come to reestablish his reign over the galaxy. Someone who is a user of the light and the dark, right? It's got like elements of like this Nephilim, right? Snoke was this, it's like Snoke is like Lucifer. Snoke is Lucifer. Snoke was beautiful. Then he was corrupted by the dark side, and now he's not beautiful anymore. But it's like this angelic figure who's corrupted by the dark side and is now both light and dark. Man, I just spun this off into something else. What do you guys think about all of this? I want to hear exactly what you have to say. So leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll be checking the comments this week to read your thoughts. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, click on that subscribe button and take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Use your love for Star Wars to help you make positive changes in your life and in the lives of others around you, because that's the Jedi way. Continue to support the channel. Check out the shirt store on TeePublic. Continue to check out more videos on this great channel, and stay tuned for more of that Acolyte training, real life Jedi stuff that I've got coming when I head out to Phoenix to train with Sifu Ash Higgs next weekend. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.